Ladies and gentlemen, you have found your destination. We got the 3 Wide Racing League bringing you the Nathan Young Designs B Car Series. Sunday night action. It's going down tonight. Charlotte Motor Speedway. In the booth, we got Thomas Morris, Trey Landry, Matt Kingston. They'll be bringing you all the action live. Gentlemen, take it away.
Well, I had to brush the dust off my notes here for the B-Car Series, Matt and Trey. It's been 28 days since these cars have taken to the track, and a lot's happened in the Cup Series, but looking to wind up these B-Cars again and see if we can maybe stir up a good finish here at Charlotte.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute as currently qualified for Father's Day edition.
Yeah, you got to bring Dad home that win tonight, and it looks like Eric Mickey picking up where he left off so far, currently P1 on the board.
It's a nice pickup there from his practice time, too. That's over a tenth of a second quicker, so he's got to be happy with that. Wade Lear there also in the 07 bringing home a nice qualifying effort right now in the third position.
We've seen that at Wade a couple past weeks. That makes sense, right? He's kind of not really gotten the fastest practice lap, but when he goes to qualifying, he can lay down a hot one.
Jeffrey
Thomas
Lafferty
jumps
here.
up P3 there. Not really backing up his practice time, though. Probably going to be a disappointment for him. Just trying to remember. I believe Eric Mickey is our previous winner from Iowa the last time the cars were on track.
You are correct on that one.
My memory is not the best in the world.
Johnny Thomas just qualified third.
Looking here, Tanner Sharp in that 3 machine taking to the line for his the first of his laps here.
It looks like typical B-car fashion here, Matt. Kind of like the trucks. You get 2 laps in, and that second lap, if you hit your marks pretty good, you can pick up a little bit.
Oh, definitely. That's the big thing with these cars is momentum. So if we can see them get a good first lap, and then their second lap's going to be the money lap. Tanner Sharp, nice lap there. That was his first lap with 5:15. Puts him up with 4th on the board.
He's no stranger to victory lane this year. I recall, boy, once again, memory's terrible. I believe Atlanta he won in the B car.
I can't recall that far back. I apologize.
Yes, he won in Atlanta. I thought he did. That was he had a good long run car that night as well. So maybe looking to rebound here in the mile and a half to get a win.
Nice pickup there. Jumped him up to P2.
And he got loose off of turn 4 there too, Trey. So that's a definitely good lap.
Gonna have to hopefully carry the banner here for RK Motorsports, as we heard Jess Story will not be running tonight, so it's down to a 2-car effort tonight.
Costa, just as you said that, Thomas is taking the line to take his first time lap. He's running the high line for the first one. That might get his that Camaro wound up and get him a good lap here.
So I guess he's gonna go ahead and throw away that first one and just focus on that second one.
He wasn't very fast in practice. Looks like the last of the driver that took time.
And he just about kissed that wall.
It's a decent first lap for running the high line there at 9:01. See if we can do something here on the second lap.
Not missing that apex like that, probably.
No, it's going to hurt.
Driver, I know still probably watching the 2. Driver, I'm a little surprised, hasn't taken a time yet. Peter Short, only 13th in practice, and you have to take a qualifying time.
Costa there, a little bit better than his practice time with a 7:09. Puts him 16th position right now, unless Peter Short takes a time. Or Kyle Hanshaw. He's also has yet to take a timed lap here in qualifying.
Yeah, I believe Kyle actually just left the room. I don't know if he's going to rejoin or just resetting some of his settings. We'll see. The Dirt Man himself looking to probably get a solid oval asphalt finish in tonight.
He's running for Johnny Thomas Racing tonight, I believe. Is that correct?
No, I believe he's running for his own team in the 46.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense, I suppose.
Just a wee bit. So I see it was awful nice of Chuck to not air out our tent this week. Found a possum out back.
looking here, guys. Jess Story comes in, says concussions suck. Hopefully you feel better there, Jess, and see you back on track soon.
Wow, I thought that was maybe just like a Twitter story. He actually has a concussion. It's pretty terrible.
That'd be hard to focus on the computer screen for sure.
Oh, it'd probably make you sick. I'm sure he can go maybe team up with Junebug there, and they can hit Whiskey River
Oh,
tonight.
That'll
help with that concussion, right?
Yeah.
The
Make you
room's
feel
spinning. I don't know if it's that or the drinks.
Acosta just still taking laps there. Must be trying to get a little bit of extra practice in.
We do have our favorite Purple Dragon in chat. He's come by to check us out. You can enjoy the show tonight. Usually Charlotte puts on a pretty good show. We saw, God, what was that? Probably 3-4 weeks ago now, the PRN boys in the B car. It was a really good race. Saw some comers and goers. That was a day race, though, so I'm not sure if the Highline's going to become a factor like it was there, but wouldn't count it out with the amount of cars we have tonight.
Yeah, that was an excellent race, and I'm kind of hoping that the Highline shakes out tonight like it did then.
Been some pretty big, well, I'll say big, some extensive updates to this car since the last time it's been on track as well. iRacing hit their new season, and they finally updated the B car to this year's physics model. And from what I'm hearing, maybe it's a step forward, but it's a little tight with the fixed setups nowadays, and you kind of have to maybe be a little bit easier than you used to be.
Well, actually, Thomas, they're not using an iRacing fixed setup because iRacing didn't have one.
That seems logical. I mean, just seems logical that you wouldn't have one of the most well-known tracks. I guess since they've already passed Charlotte, they figured why make one.
Yeah, that's true. That sucks for these fixed leagues because they have to somehow find a good setup that's kind of balanced for everybody here in the league to run. But I mean, what can you do?
Oh, I was just taking a gander here. Thank goodness they do have a New Hampshire and a Road America set, though.
Nice.
Wow, yeah, that would kind of suck because there is only 1.5 miles in their setup list, and that's Kentucky, and that probably won't work here.
That transfers, doesn't it?
Be curious to see what happens here tonight with all those shenanigans of setups and new builds, and we haven't touched on this yet. The new tire wear model, which is also pretty extensive now. We've seen guys run full fuel runs and be down in the lower 60s, if not upper 50s, in some of the tire wear runs.
Yikes.
Be nice to see a nice long fuel run here tonight. We have 167 laps here tonight for this event. So if we get a good green flag run, we might see that top groove come in.
We might also see a right front blowout.
Yeah, a few right fronts anyway.
It's been a while. It's been since Dover.
I fortunately missed that.
It's like Peter Short decided to come out and maybe practice half of the Legends infield.
Well, I'll just run you guys through just the top 5 in the points right now for the B-Car Series since we haven't
Don't run, just walk.
I'll try. The Nathan Young Designs B-Car Series, as Thomas said, 28 days, since we've last seen them on track. And now we have Eric Mickey, last week's winner on the point, with a 26-point lead over Carlos Acosta. Kevin Finn, third. He's 31 back from Mickey. Johnny Thomas, fourth position with 34 points back. And Richard Hines, rounding out the top 5 there, 38 points back.
Kind of curious. Only one winner in the top 5 in points right now.
Kevin Finn, third there. He's got... you mean the actual top 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just overlooked Kevin Finn. I was going to say Peter Short's way down to points with 2 wins, but we always had an up and down season. You would think you would see... It's so early, you would think you'd see more of the winners kind of still up at the top, and I guess points have already kind of starting to shake out and move the field around. Just
I
looking
see.
through. Tanner Sharp still deep into points, 10th in points. Paul Ross down there. Wade Lear, we talked about those guys. I don't think Drew Eisman or Chad Brown are here tonight, so they probably won't be a factor.
I'm looking at Paul Ross there. He's got his. No, he does not in this series. Sorry, I thought he had a win. He's sitting pretty low. I thought he was doing pretty well in the points here. He's got 1 top 5 and 3 top 10s. But
I recall, I believe, 28 days is a long time. Was it the B race he ran into Peter? Coming under the caution when they had a big wreck and he couldn't check up? Was it the B or the A? Boy, it
I
all
can't
blends
recall
together
anything.
now. Either way, he had a rough Iowa, I believe, in one of the races. I want to say it was the B race because he took a pretty big hit. So, looking to avoid that tonight. We know Paul's always good, at least on the short run. We've seen him pretty stout. So maybe turn that around and get a win for 3OG Racing tonight.
Speaking of wins, Jess Story looking for Tanner Sharp to get a win, cheering his teammate on tonight.
Well, yeah. Who else would you cheer on? Those Eisentech guys?
I don't think they need any more fans in the stands.
I mean, one more couldn't hurt. Looks like Kyle Henshaw has made it to the track here to get a lap in. Whoa, pops up to third, quickest.
That was fast there. I'm loving the wood grain paint that he has also.
He might be one and done. Yes, he is.
I apologize. My painting traits. Wow.
Wow. Okay,
Trading
Mr.
paints.
Dyslexic.
Trading paints is not working. You're seeing him in a different vehicle. But
That's like 6 one, half a dozen the other. I'm not sure if mine works half the
yeah,
time.
you just kind of draw straws, and whoever gets the short straw don't work for them.
It's kind of like an iRacing server. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's not.
Kevin Finn joins into the chat. Says, "Go ETE, Eisentech Enterprises."
Dun dun dun. Well, what do you think? You think we're going to see a barn burner, or you think we're going to see a hot mess?
Gonna be in the middle, I think.
Kind of undecided because I don't know. I'm sure they've practiced, but I don't know what's going to unfold with these new builds. I've seen some things and officials throughout the week. I know they're not at Charlotte, but we'll see. I think it should be more comfortable, maybe not quite as snappy as we've seen in some of the races. So. Of course, me saying that means they're all probably going to spin now. But.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to bring back the trivia that we started and see if we can get some good questions out there and see if you guys can answer it. I think it's going to be mainly NASCAR questions.
Let's go. I'm hearing Peter Short might just run around the back making sure his blue screen problem is fixed. I forgot about that from the last race we did in the Cup cars, where he's leading and actually got kicked out with a blue screen. So hopefully he's got that problem fixed. Those can be tricky, especially on Windows 10, because they don't like to give you a lot of information. Thanks, Microsoft. Thanks.
That's why I kept my Windows 7.
Yeah.
I had to upgrade. Unfortunately, I'm at a Windows 10 right now with my new PC.
I think maybe the Mac, what you're getting next there, Matt?
No, there's not a chance that'll happen. I'd rather throw my computer off a bridge and go with it.
Well.
And now you know the rest of the story.
We can give you a live update from Eric Mickey, who just told me he doesn't know how he ran that lap or how it even got quicker on the second one. So that's your pole sitter, ladies and gentlemen. He has no idea what he's doing.
That's comforting to hear. He might miss the green here and stack the entire field up as we are getting ready to grid.
Eric Mickey miss a grid? No. Alrighty, let's grid him up then, Matt. Starting on the pole, we just mentioned it. The point leader, your previous winner at Iowa Speedway, Eric Mickey, going to roll off on the pole, and outside of him, Tanner Sharp, going to roll off P2 for Arcade Motorsports.
In the third position, we got the rookie of Kyle Hanshaw. And outside of him, the 14 of Kevin Finn, running for Eisentech Enterprises.
Rolling off fifth, we got Johnny Thomas, start sixth. Cody Wright.
Rolling off P7, we got Richard Hines, and to his outside, Wade Lear going to roll off P8.
In the 9th position, we have Luis Salmaso. And in the 10th spot, we have the 5 of Sam Close.
And starting 11th, that number 97 is Zach Trevino. Start to his outside, the number 12, in 12th, Matt Hackthorne.
I feel like he does that a lot. Rolling off P13, we have the always lovely number 88 of Rusty Webb. And to his outside, Paul Ross going to roll off P14 and that 18 for 3OG Racing.
Starting in the 15th position, the 39 of David Wilson, who, by the way, is running 6th in points. To his outside in the 16th spot, we have the 8 of Richard Lafferty.
And starting 17th, the driver in that number 2 machine, Carlos Acosta. Starting 18th, Mike Stevens.
Rolling off P19 and the number 10, I believe, Sour Patch Kids machine, Stephen Cruz. And rolling off P20, Mr. Jeffrey Cree in the Razor looking to cut his way through the field car.
And rounding off the field there, starting shotgun, it says 22nd, but he should be starting around 21st. The 33 of Peter Short.
Should be starting somewhere, we hear.
Somewhere back there. I'm sure he'll come up if his blue screen issues fixed. I'm sure we'll see him near the front by the end of this race.
Well, we mentioned every week, too, I believe that David runs. He does his Oculus channel on Twitch. So if you like to see in-car craziness from VR, be sure to check him out on his Twitch channel. I believe he's linked it on his Twitter several times.
I think I'd puke, man, doing VR with iRacing, especially when you get in some wicked sidewinders.
I think it would be fun to test. I think it's kind of like when you drive down the highway and look out the window, and if you maybe have a tendency to maybe turn your hands when you look and you kind of pull the car that way. I think that would happen a lot in sim racing. When you're looking around, you might just kind of forget that you're actually driving. Thomas Frederick style. At Daytona.
Lack thereof driving, I think you mean, Thomas.
You know, he calls the big one. Who? Big one. Love you, intern. Where's my coffee? All right, got the grid full of 21 vehicles, plus our in-race admin of Cameron Rich tonight.
Don't these admins know they can actually join as a spectator and still admin?
I don't know. I guess word hasn't gotten out, Trey. All right, pace car's down. Gonna hand it over to Eric Mickey here. Once he gets the green flag, already get the jump.
Oh, big stack up on the top line there. It's completely stalled out pretty well.
Top 4 got a good jump away there. Actually, the top 6 or so.
I see damage right now in the back end of the 8 car of Richard Lafferty. He might have got rear-ended by that 63 of Mike Stevens, and it looks pretty significant on both cars. That's not a way you want to start Charlotte.
No, and neither is what happened to the 46. I believe he got disconnected on the grid, or before the grid, and did not get back in the room in time. Had to start from pit lane. So trouble already early on.
That's a shame. He was going to start third.
Actually, still on pit lane, so he might not act. I don't know if he's still trying to connect all the way in or what, but tough break for him. As we've got Eric Mickey, who got the first lap led there, and right on his back bumper is Tanner Sharp. Looking to do the do.
He's a quick lad there. He's always running up front. From what I recall, Nathan Young decides to be here, so nice to see him pull off a win again.
Yeah, I believe this is when we interviewed him after you had won Atlanta. This is one of his main focuses of the year is just the B car. So he puts probably a lot of work into practice time and get the car, try to figure out what the car can give him here in these races.
Looking here in the chat, Abbas Lotta. I'm ready for a good race tonight, and Charlotte is one of my favorite tracks on iRacing.
Well, welcome. Have fun. Enjoy the show. And Rusty Webb and David Wilson were side by side. Looks like Webb's going to clear him there in 1 and 2.
Battle for the lead here. Tanner Sharp's going to take the lead away from the 6 Eric Mickey. Put that 3 on the point.
Now, the last time a 3 car was at Charlotte, it did win.
Very true. Could be a good omen.
I will say these top 2 have kind of checked out from Johnny Thomas. Already a 1.1 second lead over third place.
They're flat flying on this joint.
Yeah, makes you kind of wonder, or maybe they flat flying a little too hard too early.
We're going to see here for sure. I would say, what do you think the cliff's going to be this time, guys? 20 laps?
I don't know if there is a cliff with this new build. I haven't actually seen enough races to know if the tires fall off or you just kind of get a gradual fall off throughout the whole run. Hopefully we get to that point, Matt. We can see if these guys have to short pit to try and make any strategy work.
A good little battle shaping up here for I believe, the fourth position. Kevin Finn, Richard Hines, and Luis Almaso as he goes low on Hines to take the fifth spot away.
Gonna set its sights on Kevin Finn now. We haven't seen the 4 car in the B series in a while. Actually, haven't seen him in the Cup series for a couple weeks, if I remember correctly. Looking to maybe get back in his sim racing ways here. Actually trying to make sure I didn't step on my own toes there. Yeah, I don't see him at the points. I don't think he's been started.
Yeah, he's been out of the car in both series for a while, so glad he found the time to join us tonight.
He's probably a very busy man. You never know. Got all that adulting to do, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's overrated.
Yeah, I think it is, but there's really no way around it.
Well, he's starting to close up on the back end of that 14 to Kevin Finn, looking to make that move to get into fourth.
I see that 14 take a really wide arc there. I don't know if that's going to keep the momentum up or not. Except the 4 is still going to try and keep it in there.
Kevin's got a nice arc. If he could have got down there, I believe this is going to give advantage to Salmaso in the 4.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm no turnologist, but I think the Highline might be a little better in 1 and 2 than 3 and 4. From normal past races here, but I mean, he kept it up through 3 and 4 that time. Maybe it's gonna prove me wrong here.
Cody Wright just led around the 87 there. Richard Hines put him up in the 6th position. He has his sights set on that 4 and 14 as they battle side by side coming off of turn 4.
Yeah, he's just licking his chops on that one. Side by side battle means you can just close right up.
As we're watching this battle, guys, Mickey and Sharp are still pretty close there, about just a little bit under 0.2 of a second.
Not even as Eric Mickey looks to take the lead down the backstretch into turn 3, and he does. New leader 6 car. So yeah, man, they were really close. So close they were tied at one point.
Evidently.
I have to go back and see. Looks like maybe the 3 had a pretty big bobble or something to let Eric get a huge run down the back.
We have a massive gaggle here from the top 5, just outside the top 10. Richard Hines stuck on the high side. Looks like he's going to grenade back as far as he can now.
Grenade back.
Is that correct use of that word?
I guess. Don't look now, though. You got Paul Ross looking underneath Sam Close. Richard Hines getting passed by Wade Lear here. So you're right. The battle is just from fourth on back, really. It's just the gaggle, the hornet's nest, whatever you want to call it.
You got that 38 of Cody Wright trying to make the move on Kevin. He's showing a little speed early tonight.
I think Cody made a lot of friends, if I'm not mistaken, last week in the Cup race with a late move of strategery. So maybe looking to be a little more low-key tonight.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Just saw there the 87 of Richard Hines and the 07 of Wade Lear got real close. Matt Hackathorn sucked right up on them and actually had to get out of the gas there on the exit of turn 4. Lost a bit of momentum.
Now, it's been a while since we've been in this kind of car, Matt, but I'm sure the aero push is just as prevalent in this thing as it is in the Cup and the truck car. And the truck.
It is a truck car, to be fair.
Truck, car, bus, whatever it is.
Is that a El Camino?
Oh. I like that.
Paul Ross looking to take the 6th spot away from Cody Wright as he dives low going into turn 1. He's going to take it, I believe.
Ooh, he's going to wash up there. I think Cody Wright's not... Oh, wow. I guess they give him a little room to slide up there.
So far, that Paul Ross, our biggest mover, started 14th. Currently running 6th.
That's a nice jump there. It's Johnny Thomas just leapfrogged Tanner Sharp there for the second position. He's running some pretty
Yeah.
nice lap times too, I do believe.
Yeah, he's actually, well, that was a pass lap, so it's hard to tell. About 3/10 slower than Eric that lap. And I was saying the 6 cars put his afterburners on, but I think Johnny Thomas has got something to say about that.
Maybe you were right, Thomas, there when Tanner was running that hard. He might have just burnt the right side tires off it and saying, please, no more.
Yeah, well, you know how the iRacing tire and all that physics are. It's kind of, once you abuse it, sometimes you just can't get it back. You have to make a pit stop to get a fresh set of tires on it. Not seeing any damage on that 3 car, so he's kept it out of the wall, just maybe right front screaming for mercy.
Yes, he's going to lose another spot to the 4, Luis Samasso. Definitely think he made those Goodyears a little mad.
Just a touch. Yeah, I believe, let's see, saw some 7s and 6s by the other guys, and last lap was a 29-1. The other guys are in the 28s in front of him, so he's definitely on the bleed-out list there.
Ooh, almost a contact there between David Wilson and Peter Short. I was just going to talk about him. He's making his way up now to the 14th spot, and he has Richard Lafferty under fire. Ooh, another close call for the 13th.
We can tell you the 46 did finally make it out on track, but he scored 1 lap down, so hoping for maybe for a caution so he can get the waiver in. So we got 1 through the grass on the front stretch. It's Jeffrey and Cree. They keep it going straight though.
Now, this was real life. Your car would be destroyed.
Oh yeah, it would rip the splitter off. He'd probably flip over, and that'd be it.
We pancaked the turn 4 wall there on exit, just about on the dogleg front stretch. Did a good job hanging on to that. 32 Jeffrey Acree just now limping on the back stretch, trying to get back up to speed.
Yeah, he's probably just trying to hang on here. He might actually, I don't know, he might bring it down pit lane if it's got a lot of toe damage.
Chuck likes your new term there, Thomas.
Which one would that be?
Truck car.
Truck car. I mean, I would race an El Camino series. Right?
I would, but I'd probably just drive around like I do now.
Am I the only one that likes the old school El Caminos?
No, you're not the only one. I can guarantee you that.
Our producer's a Ranchero fan, so you're dead to me. But, I mean, it's like the same basic principles. Kinda.
Looking here, Tanner Sharp is dropping like a rock right now. He's in the 6th position. He's about to be under fire from the 38 of Cody Wright as he's catching up to him quickly.
His last lap wasn't terrible. It was only about 2/10 off, but when you're playing around with a fix setup, 2/10 could be everything, really. So it's actually getting a few battles of Indigo, but that's kind of starting to get strung out here a little bit as these guys are settling in and seeing the tire wear come into play now.
This is where you're going to see guys make mistakes and get up there on that outside wall because it's very inviting. Then there goes Paul Ross, pretty hard into it there on the start of the dog leg. Sorry, I was stumbling over my words. Kevin Finn taking the 4th spot from him.
Yeah, just right out of turn 4, a little smack there.
He's got some pretty good damage on that right front too. That's definitely not going to help his cause tonight.
No, I hear it doesn't help it, Trey, when you knock it into the wall. We can narrow it up a little bit, but that's not going to help the bodywork any.
And we heard from, I believe it was Jeff Hollingsworth, that he said in the Cup car, aero was everything here. More so than most mile and a halves, which would transfer definitely over to the B car. We'll see if he can get that right side pulled out and hopefully compete back up there. He's running still good lap times now, even though he knocked the hell out of the wall.
Looks like we got Sam close trying to get around Cody Wright here, or vice versa, seeing if he can keep that high line rolling, which he has currently, but I believe the 5 is going to get a better run out of 4 here and maybe set him up for turn 1 pass in his car truck.
Well, guys,
See, this would be a car truck, not a truck car.
Yeah. Well, guys, we've seen a lot of guys running the high line here, so that will hopefully work it in quicker than it would. And we might be able to see some. We've already seen great battles side by side. As you can see, Cody Wright's not laying down to the 5 of Sam Close.
No, without a doubt, it looks like Peter Short, who said he was going to ride around the back, maybe looking to say, you know what, I'm tired of riding. Computer seems to be doing fine, so let's see if we can dice it up a little bit.
Well, guys, 27 laps. He's made up 10 spots. So
Then, as we see other battles, I'm sure going to start forming as the cars start fading. And trying to keep up with Johnny Thomas and Eric Mickey. He chopped into Eric a little bit. It was 1.6 when he got around at the time, Tanner Sharp. Now it's down to, actually just went down again. It's under a second now. So every couple of laps, it seems to be chopping a tenth or two off. So if you can keep that up, he'll be on the declet of Eric Mickey before he knows it.
just as you said that, Thomas Sam Close did get clear of the 38 of Cody Wright and now past Tanner Sharp for the 6th position.
So you might say, ooh, is the 38's going to look underneath the 3 as well? Is the 3 definitely, like you said, man, he's struggling big time. He's actually coming to pit lane this time,
This might,
as well as Paul Ross.
This might set up some leaders starting to look at pit road because still at the time, Tanner Sharp is not that, I guess 5 seconds, but he's not too terribly back, I don't believe.
Man, that's awful early.
Yeah, it's a long race to 167 laps. You don't really want to mess up your pit strategy early, but I believe.
Yeah, if this goes green, you're making a lot of stops.
Yeah.
But
they only got
they could have like geniuses. So.
Yeah, I mean they only got 14 gallons in the car, so
That's true too.
True. I feel like the 18, it's pretty smart on him because of the wall contact, but I believe the 3, he still hasn't hit anything. He just maybe burned the right front off.
Rusty Webb coming out of the pits there now. He's got serviced. See if he can gain some time. He was in 18th spot, I believe, when he pitted. That might have just been when he cycled through, though.
Now, this is that nerve-wracking time as you've just pitted. You're like, please no one bring under caution. Unless you're maybe Paul Ross, because it's the first car lap down, but everyone else is like, please don't screw us here. As the Chicken Man, Peter Short, continues his march to the field here, just got around Richard Lafferty. Actually, as Lafferty crosses him back over coming off of turn 2 down the backstretch.
it's like Richard Lafferty's backed that 8 car into a pole.
I believe that was contact straight on the start of the race, Matt.
Yeah, it was.
Between him and Cody Wright. I see Cody Wright has kind of the same punch in on the back.
He got hit by, stand by, I'll find him. I think it was the 87 of Richard. Nope, never mind. Oh, Mike Stevens in the 63 was the one that got in the back of him.
Once again, 33 clears him, but then the 8 once again decides, hey, I can get back underneath you here.
That makes a driver go crazy too, and it's not dirty or anything. It's just hard racing, and that's totally within the realm of doing it because it makes it interesting anyway. As I believe, stand by.
Stand by your man.
Johnny Thomas
Just gave up
relinquished
second
the-
place. Yep.
Yeah, I thought he had a problem because he dropped off by about 7/10 from the last time I saw him there. So
Yeah, well, clearly something happened because he was within 8/10 of Eric Mickey. Now he's 1.7 off of him, so not
yeah,
not going his way.
I don't see any damage. So hopefully, he just got tight and had to back out of it. It's best case scenario for that 83 machine of Johnny Thomas.
Yeah, these are not the kind of cars you're gonna just maybe ride out the tightness by like a cup car. Maybe you could punch a little more to make it step out. These normally, if you're tight in the center and you kind of punch it, it's gonna make it push even worse. That momentum we like to talk about, Trey.
Yeah. It's like we got Johnny Thomas and Sam Close coming down pit
Oh,
lane.
sorry, Trey. Problems for the 83. He spun out
Yeah.
off the road.
Ooh.
Try to get her geared down too quick or lock the brakes up or something there and went for a little ride that's going to really hurt his time.
And
Yeah,
here
Sam
comes
Close made it by him as he was spinning into pit lane.
everybody. It looks like Luis Salmaso's coming. Mike Stevens.
Our leader, Eric Mickey's still staying on track. You got to think he's going to be looking down pit road this time. He's going to lose a lot of time to these fresh tires.
Yeah, if he has any kind of spotter, he better tell him to come down pit lane because we know just what one lap can bring in. So it's like Wade there may have came in a little hot there. Gonna have to wait and see if he gets the old 15-second stop and hold there.
I'm seeing. I don't know if it's.
What are you seeing, Matt?
Sorry, I got the 6 going down pit road, and I believe Tanner Sharp got into the back of Wade Lear when he pitted there. There's a bit of damage to the back end of him, so I do believe he got he did. Coming off the track, he almost got hooked.
Well, did he? I didn't hear him call pitting in. We know that's a pet peeve of ours, Trey. Maybe
Yes.
maybe could have been used there. You know, if you're in heavy traffic, those guys can't see through the cars. We got Kevin Finn, and I believe Cody Wright as well, still on the speed lane. They're currently running 1-2.
Peter Short as well.
Peter Short still third. No, that's no surprise after what he's. I think he's hoping a caution would come out. That one blowing up down the backstretch. Looks like Carlos Acosta has pretty much KO'd that engine for the night.
Go back and see what happened there. It might have just been overheating, because I know he had the front end punched in.
Wade Lear looks like he's off the pace as well. Maybe just coming out of the pits or on his second lap out, trying to navigate through traffic. As Tanner Sharp was a little loose there, trying to get around. I believe it's Zach Trevino. Yeah, Eric Mickey also sticking his nose in this battle. This is a gaggle.
Just gonna break.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Just gonna break in here, guys. Sorry. Carlos Acosta made contact with the back of the 39, and that expired his engine.
So hard hit for them then.
They'll be.
Where's the 39?
He's still
David
on track
Wallace.
there. He just made
Still
pretty
rolling,
heavy
isn't he?
contact. Yeah, you got that wall a ton.
Metric ton or standard?
Metric.
This gaggle's brought to you by Fresh Tires versus Old Tires.
Versus.
This is when you wish you had the flasher light button on your Xfinity car series.
Oh,
The Ford's
boy.
gonna try to stick it in the middle.
That was some driving there. If I did that, I would have hooked everybody that was involved.
Yeah, this is definitely new versus old tires. Got the 3, the 4, the 6 all blistering through here. The 18 has already cleared his way through. I'm sure the 8 and the 33 are like, just go by, man. We haven't pitted yet. Let's go by.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, fellas. I think that's going to be the battle for the lead when it cycles through.
Yes, which is pretty amazing. So that's a little early for Paul Ross, but this is what it gets you. You get to jump out there, and once all these guys cycle through, you could possibly be the leader if you don't get eaten up by these fresher tires behind you.
Got 14 calling out. He's coming down pit road as well as the 33.
It's like 97 on and off pit lane. So what's this is gonna be? What lap are we on here? 42? Yeah, it's really not long enough to amount to anything.
33 also coming down pit road, along with the 14s now on pit road. New leader right now is the 8 of Richard Lafferty. He's probably going to be looking at the old pit lane soon.
One would hope. As you can see clearly, if you're him, that the guys that just passed you, you've lost that much time to them already. The 8 is coming down pit lane this time. Calls it out. Smart man.
Johnny Thomas, who we saw there have issues on pit road, is now being scored 1 lap down. I believe he'll get that back this time. He will, but he's sitting P11, and he was P3.
32 seconds off the lead.
39 of David Wilson is the last car on pit lane. Almost spun out.
Spun into pit lane there. Jeez.
Collected it.
Back her down, boys. Ford challenging to the point here.
That was a nice pass there, boys.
On the outside.
I don't think that outside's ever going to come in.
Nah, me neither.
Now, that is also a couple laps fresher tires than Paul Ross as well, so that
Yeah.
helps.
He was driving away there, so I believe Paul Ross is now back behind the old tire gremlins.
Man, these guys are trying to get around this lap traffic. It's intense. Now, the 4 was actually behind the 6 before this cycle started. I believe it was over a second. So you see how much better the 4's managed traffic than the 6.
Well, the 4 also pitted, a lap or 2 before the 6.
Mm-hmm. I mean, people find it hard to believe 1 lap can make that big of a difference, but You time it right, you get the clear track, and you can put down some pretty good hot laps right out of the pits. So it looks like the 10 car is first car currently 1 lap down, I believe. Yes, in the Sour Patch Kids machine. Looking to not be a 10 car that takes a hard hit today, because I'm hearing a real life 10 car took a digger.
Yeah, well, it could have been a lot worse than it was, but she got her swung around good enough that it wasn't too hard of a hit.
Looking through here, trying to find Kevin Finn. Where did he recycle? P8. So a lot of track, over 10 seconds off the lead now. A lot of track time lost by that move, but maybe he knows something we don't.
We have the 46 Kyle Hanshaw making his way down pit road, I think, for the first time. So since he's gotten himself under the gun there, unfortunately, from the grid issue, see if he can rebound. Slides through his box too. That ain't gonna help.
I'm sure at this point he's like, man, I figured there'd be a yellow by now.
Yeah. This is some great racing here at Charlotte. Johnny Thomas making his way by the 87 of Richard Hines with extensive right side damage. Not for position, I apologize.
Nope, that car's pretty beat up. Currently got the 87 and 19th, 3 laps down. I believe Richard Hines was actually, yeah, he was P5 in points coming in this event, so that's going to hurt pretty bad. We can't seem to get that thing fixed up a little bit. You're going to need a yellow to get that kind of damage worked on. Looks like Kevin Finn got around Rusty Webb that lap. Yes, he did. Move him up to P7.
David Wilson there in that 39 machine. I believe he's a lap down, but he still has quite a bit of speed in it, I think. Even though he got hit in the right side, then the left side.
One car is showing some speed, but currently a lap down will be Wade Lear. He's pestering that 3 car right now, trying to get around him.
He's currently scored the first car 1 lap down, so you got to be believing he's hoping for a yellow.
It's got to believe.
Got to be a believer.
So after it's all said and done here, we've got 4, 6, 18, 3, and 5 as your current top 5. As Johnny Thomas has cycled back into P6 now, but 9 seconds off the lead. So a couple mistakes can cost you a lot of time here, boys. Honestly, that's not terrible for spinning out on pit lane, though. 9 seconds. We've seen it much worse than that.
Thomas Fredericks knows all about it.
See, I wasn't going to go there. Close, getting around Tanner Sharp there. Move him up to P4. He's no stranger to victory lane over in the Coned Hard Art Cup Series. Looking to get one here in the Nathan Young Design Series as well.
Our leader's getting... Oh, Tanner Sharp. Almost got run over from behind there with Lieutenant Stephen Cruz, who was down a lap. A little bit of trouble in the middle of the corner, I believe.
Not sure what's up with that 3 car, Matt. It just seems like he's good for a few laps, then maybe he just loses the handle.
Battle for the lead shaping up here. Eric Mickey's getting right up to the back bumper of that 4 machine. Louis Samosa.
Is it hotting up?
Very hot. White hot, even. And he's going to clear him, I think. Oh, he gets a little bit tight in the center. They're going to be side by side coming off turn 4. Drag race. I think Luis got that lap. They got that lap led there. And Mickey clears him going into turn 1.
Well, looks like the 2 car has called it quits officially for the day. Oh, we have our gracious three-wide team owner in chat, boys. I didn't even pay attention to chat. Sorry for that. Said it's hoping it's fun to watch as the Martinsville beat race. Well, let's not talk about the Martinsville beat race.
Let's not go that far.
I enjoyed watching that. Ooh! Peter Short got into the outside wall there pretty hard coming off turn 4. That seems to be the trouble spot for these guys. He just made the pass on Cody Wright for the 9th spot, and I believe he's going to lose it again. Oh, no.
He shuts the door that time on him. Not going to get by there. I've ventured to say he might have fixed his blue screen problem so far. He's looking pretty solid.
Now you watch. We just jinxed him.
That's my job, right?
Pretty much. Ooh,
There you
it's
go.
Kevin. Sorry,
go ahead.
Thomas. Kevin Finn makes his way by Tanner Sharp there. He's still looking for some answers here, I guess, in that 3 machine.
Yeah, the 3's not headed the right way. This maybe he hasn't figured out this tire combo and how to make the car work for him or what. Or maybe he's just not a fan of Charlotte. I know it's hard to believe, but some people just don't like this place.
Guilty as charged.
I'm going to mention as Peter Short gets around Matt Hagthorne that it's been a quiet night for that 12 car. Don't want to jinx him. That's the guy we won't jinx because he's got enough bad luck on his own. But it's still solidly in the top 10. It's kind of been quiet all night.
Look in the chat here, guys. Avis Laddock. Do they have resets in this series? No, none of the 3-wide series have any resets. So if you get into a wreck, you
Thank
got what
God.
you have.
Resets. Whew.
I like
Can
to
you
have a couple
imagine?
quickies. Johnny Thomas gets by Tanner Sharp now, put him back to the 7th position as he keeps falling back and back and back.
Now, see, Kevin Finn is charging through this field. He's already up to 4th, 7.5 seconds back. He's already made 3 seconds up on the leaders already.
But he's still 7 off the lead, though.
True, but if this thing stays green, it kind of pays into his hands. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I believe him and the 5 car both, the Sam Closer, kind of playing this gamble, but you got to make up a lot of time here.
I would say trends of this race actually going green, the distance are slim.
Yeah, I got a feeling what we saw, I believe that 3 pitted on 28 last time, so if you kind of keep that math going through, actually you should
Yep.
almost see him
pitting
come down
now.
pit lane again.
Yep, the 18 and the 3 are coming down pit road.
There's a 46
there's-
also on pit lane, 2 guys. I'm not sure. This one's
That's-
unscheduled, I believe.
Yeah, that's definitely unscheduled for the 46. Let's
He's
do
having
well.
connection.
Yeah, if they're going to keep short pitting, this is kind of the bet they've made, so they're going to have to ride it out now.
I'll have to hope for a caution so they can change their strategy.
I don't know what's going to help that 3 car, though, because it seems like he just does not have the pace. We know the 18 got in the wall as well, so that's probably not helping his car any. But they are on and off. We'll see how they cycle back through again here. It's going to be curious to see if Eric Mickey and the other guys maybe jump on this one or just kind of ride out what they did last time and wait a few laps.
Ooh, Kevin Finn makes his way around the 5 of Sam Close, put him in the 3rd position. He knocked off another second on the leaders here, the 4 and the 6.
He's about 2/10 a lap quicker than these guys.
That must, if you're Eric Mickey or Luis Alonso, you must be looking down pit road here soon. What do you guys think?
Well, if you're going to stick to your numbers, not quite yet.
Sam Close went to visit the wall everybody's been kissing, I see, and just gave her a little touch and drove away.
Here's the thing I'm looking at with a 14. He's quicker right now, true, but he's still going to go 20 more laps in this set of tires. If he's going to keep playing this game. I mean, he could win Eric and who else is out there? Lewis and who else?
Johnny Thomas, I think.
Johnny
was the one
Thomas,
that's
I
put in there,
think.
cycle.
Yeah. So, well, he's spun too. That set him back. But he could pit with him, but it's going to give up all that track position. So, he's got to be careful and not burn the tires up and make them last long enough to make this work.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough strategy call to make, I believe.
I would say maybe stick to this one more time, and then if you can get back to these top 2 before they pit again, pit with them and kind of be in the same ballpark with them.
I like that strategy.
Now, that's a lot of ifs and buts, and there's no candy and nuts here, so it's probably not going to happen.
We used to have candy, but, Frederick's left.
Tricks. And his sugar diabetes.
Did I stutter?
A little.
Peter Short, I see. Nice rebound after he
You done
almost
seen him.
got the farm off turn 4. P6 right now. Started shotgun on the field.
Yeah, he was another one of those late pitters last time, I believe. So looking to motor his way through. He had nothing to lose being that far back. He had lost so much track position anyway. So
Like
playing
this, we're
the
seeing
old
people.
stay out and hope for a caution strategy there, Matt.
Yeah, I like that. Seeing people roll the dice with the strategy and try different things. It really brings a lot of life to this race, which is an amazing race as we've seen so far. Run 67 laps right now, no cautions. We're only 100 laps away to the end.
Yeah, and I'm seeing this 6-car stretch his legs a little bit on this 4-car as well. It's up to just over 2 seconds. What I'm also noticing now is the 14 looks like he may have dealt it off a little bit. Nearly still 6.1 off the leaders, so
him and
going great.
Yeah, him and Mickey's kind of evened out on lap times there.
See the 88 looking to unlap himself here with fresh tires.
Got to put him 1 lap down, actually, from what I see in the scoreboard. Wow, and he almost... wow.
Beep, beep.
It's like Sam Close and the 97 will be coming down pit road this time.
Yeah, that's looking about like the numbers we saw last time out of that 5-car, so he's sticking to his guns.
And I'll be watching the leaders, I believe.
Oh, 97 looks like he missed pit road.
Ooh.
That's going to hurt.
Well, it's currently 7th. That's probably going to cost him at least 4 or 5 seconds. And you have no leader coming to pit lane.
I believe Luis was the first one to pit between those two last time. It seems to be have role reversal this time. See if that 4-car comes down this time.
You always like to get that jump on that guy. It's like, oh, I got him by a lap. Yeah.
97 makes his way down without a little bit of a slide there when he got down. Just getting down to speed, but made her this time. That's all that matters.
Charlotte's not the toughest pit lane to get on, but it can be a little deceiving because you carry so much speed through 3 and 4.
I believe Kevin Finn will be staying on the raceway. He was 0.7 of a second quicker than the leader that lap.
Well, I mean, the leader came to pit lane.
Sorry, not that leader. The new leader. Before.
I mean, like I said, I think you got to stick with it. If you short pit here, you're just you've shortchanged yourself from what you did the whole first run. He's about 10 laps away from coming in, so as he makes love to that wall in turn 1.
Eric Mickey has come down pit road again. He may have gotten a speeding penalty, guys.
That's not good.
That hurts a lot.
Changes everything.
Well, we've seen it broadcast after broadcast, man. Green flag stops can really screw up your race.
Now, he was the pole sitter, so all he had to do was get out of the box and not speed. He didn't have, I mean, you know, because they're going to give you the penalty if you do it on entry. So he sped clearly out of his pit stall, which is devastating for that team.
It's going to be a 15-second stop and hold, if I'm not mistaken, as he rolls off pit road now. He's going to be more than 2 laps down, maybe 3.
Now, I've got him clocked at 57 leaving the pit line.
You're going a little bit quick there, bud. I guess he wasn't lying, Thomas, when he said he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, I guess so, because pit speed is 50 miles an hour this week. I thought it was 55, but it's 50 here, so yeah. No bueno.
Looking here, Purple Dragon says, sorry I had to step away, but I'm back. Welcome back. You we're in the middle of a real long green flag run here. It's shaping up to be a great race.
Gaggle of a battle here out of turn 2. It's like Paul Ross, Tanner Sharp, Johnny Thomas all together there, Wade Lear.
Wade Lear still is on old tires, I believe, as Zach Trevino looks low in the 83.
Yeah, so Johnny had a little moment there out of 4 almost. Hard to tell. Some of these camera angles, the cars are just going to plow the wall or snap loose, but sometimes they're just kind of actually just getting to the corner fine and no problems at all.
Oh, David Wilson kind of used Wade Lear as a pick there as he got Johnny Thomas stuck behind him. That was a nice move.
Maybe he could see it coming. Ooh. So looking through the cycle here. The 4 is still yet to pit. wants to lead down to 1.4 over Kevin Finn, so maybe he's just trying to ride it out with Kevin and make them pit together here.
Peter Short scored right now in the 4th position. I believe he is yet to pit also in this cycle.
Yeah, top 6, I believe, Matt, have not pitted yet.
That would make sense since only the top 6 are on the lead lap at the moment.
I just noticed that now.
Won't be long though. Paul Ross, Tanner Sharp, gonna try and battle their way back in. They might get I don't think they'll get back to the 14 and the 4 before they pit. Probably it'll be a cycle back through.
Johnny Thomas coming down pit road. See if he can
Speeding,
get
I
a road
think,
up.
boys. That was close.
Oh, that's going to be close.
Well, he motored down to 39. I don't know if they're gonna pop on that one or not.
It's like the leader's going to come down pit road.
See if the 14 follows or stays out a few more.
I'll be watching.
Stayed out.
I'll be watching this 83, see if he gets held or not. No, he's gone. He was just slow enough, I guess.
If I'm the 14, I've still maybe pinned on 42 or 43 the first time, so he's still got a couple more laps to kind of match what he did the first run. As Paul Ross looks to gobble him up here and maybe unlap himself before he actually pits.
Well, that would be the new leader, I believe, if I'm not wrong. 38, Cody Wright making his way to pit road, leaving the 5th position.
Yes, I believe once it cycles through, man, that would put Paul Ross
Oh.
back to the lead.
Luis, he pitted, correct? Yes.
Oh, yeah, you got back
He'll
up.
be the
Oh,
new
no,
leader.
Yeah. Waiting for my
Well, Paul Ross is
Oh.
in front of him. He's never cycled through till now. I apologize. Boy, I'm lost here tonight.
But the four will have the fresher tires of this bunch in front of them again. So
Yeah, you'll see him track him down again.
now that the pressure's off on the 6 car, who is 2 laps down after his little debacle.
So he needs to get a lap back, then try to get on the lucky dog position so
Which
he
will
can get
be
a free pass.
pretty difficult as this race is yet to see a caution. There will be multiple cars a lap down.
It's like the 18 and the 97 are trying to unlap themselves the hard way.
I think Ross will be able to do her here in turn 3, which he does. Right now, 97 goes from 2 laps down to the last car 1 lap down. So that's going to be helpful for him if we get a caution anytime soon. He can take the wave around maybe.
Well, I'm by my numbers, which I'm no numbers guy. The 14 should be able to pit any time now. He should be in his window.
And also put a 33 in his window, am I correct?
I would believe so. I'm not sure what window this is, Matt, but it's a window.
It's a closing one by the looks of this. Last time I'm seeing the 33 on pit lane was lap 43. We're now working 84. So a little better than 30 laps.
So Kevin is going to come down pit road this time.
And my only guess is that they're working on the 40 strategy, which would give you 40, 80, 120, and then 160, which should be 167-ish. Solid plan. I mean, it has to stay green for this to kind of work.
And looking at it right now, guys, it might. This is Kevin Finn relinquishes the lead to the 33. Peter Short as he comes down pit road. No, he does not. Peter Short also coming down to pit road this time.
And it's like Kyle Henshaw coming back to pit lane, still fighting them, but like you said, trade connection problems and just off sequence here.
Oh, boys, Richard Hines still making laps here, but he's 6 laps down. So I believe he's going to fall victim to that 6:11 rule, if I'm not mistaken.
He should. I'm not sure. But Cameron Rich is in the admin channel tonight. Might have to give him a little ring down there and tell Richard, hey, bud, sorry, you're done. Paul Ross, who should cycle back through here as your new leader. Actually got a nice little gap over Tanner Sharp right now. Looking to be just over a second, maybe right at it. And Sam Close probably going to cycle back here to P3, who's looking to get around Tanner Sharp as well. It's going to be your new P2 person here in the 5 car if he can get around him through 1 and 2, and yes, he does. Tanner back to 3rd, looking for the 4 car. He's still a good chunk behind these guys. Lost a lot of time to the tires, but
Yeah, but he's a second quicker
speed,
than
yeah.
those guys up front.
I'm seeing Kevin Finn did not go down a lap on that exchange of pit stops. That's going to help him a lot. He's 13 seconds back, but he has a lot fresher tires than the guys in front of him.
Got the 87 and slow and coming to pit lane. Yeah, I think he might actually be playing it right for once, Matt, with this kind of strategy. He wasn't, the way it cycled through, he just now pitted, and yeah, sure, the 4 pitted a little bit sooner, but if he can stay out through this cycle, depending on what the 4 wants to do, he might be able to leapfrog him every time. Especially since the 6 messed up, that kind of throws the 4 strategy into a different area.
Yeah, Sam Close is going to look to take this lead on the high side. He's going to be side by side in the backstretch with Paul Ross. I think he's going to do it.
And while that's happening, the 4 is also getting around the 3 on the high side, so we're fixing to have a nice little 3-way for the lead.
I'll leave that there.
Oh, go ahead, pick it up. It's like, see, both those guys, as the 4 is going to get a mega run at a 2 here on the high side. Those fresh tires, like you mentioned, Trey, coming into play now.
Oh yeah, he's going to make short work of this.
You got shot out of a cannon there.
I mean, it's not even going to be close.
Going down pit lane, it looks like.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, it's well, 28. What would that be? 52. Boy, numbers are hard. That's still, man, that's a lot of pit stops for this group.
A new leader here, the 4 Luis Almaso takes back the lead, and I gotta tell you this, I don't know about Paul Ross's strategy.
No, I think the 18's hurt with that damage, and he's just kind of trying to keep fresh tires on it and pit it as soon as he can.
Now, I'm telling you, you know who wants a caution right now? It's Eric Mickey. He's currently the first car 1 lap down.
Well, not anymore. Rusty
No,
Webb is.
not anymore.
Oh,
So
88's
close.
in the pits there now. I believe this one was unscheduled as well. Stand by. Pitted it last on lap 41. It might not have been unscheduled. This might have been a scheduled pit stop for the 88 machine.
So here's your battle to look at. The 4 car is currently 8.6 seconds. Is that right? Yeah, 8.6 seconds over Kevin Finn. That's your gap. You have to keep an eye on. As with the 12 car is yet to pit for Matt Hackathorn. He's currently your P3 car, so still motoring on.
But he's half a second a lap quicker.
We saw the 18, and of course his pit buddy all race long, Tanner Sharp, also on and off pit lane. So
I
they're
think
sticking
that's
with
just,
their guns, but that's too
I-
just too soon.
yeah, I think that's going to be, this thing stays green. That's just too many pit stops.
I mean, they're going for the Toyota pit stop strategy. Too soon.
Yikes! No, I'm not gonna get a chance to bust out my trivia tonight, guys. I'm kind of upset.
I think
It's
the
not over
trivia
yet.
should, when's the last time a 3-wide race went green flag? From start to finish here. Brand new build, haven't been in the car in 28 days, and it's like a whole new group of people. We've seemed to have been pretty rowdy in this series. They've seemed to calm down for this race.
Yeah, the worst thing that happened tonight was the big stack up on the top line, probably from 7th on back. Mickey is now battling with Rusty Webb for the first. No, sorry, Rusty Webb's 2 down as he passes the 63 of Mike Stevens. Had a brain fart there.
And now the problem for Eric is Paul Ross and Tanner Sharp are pitted, so they're going to have the fresher tires trying to motor back to the field, and that's going to be trouble for Eric.
Yeah, right now Eric is just about 1 corner ahead, or a straightaway rather, of the 18. That should vanish rather quickly with the 18's new tires.
Yeah, he desperately needs a caution if he wants to get back into this thing.
Without a doubt. Looks like Kevin's chopped off a little bit more than that lap, just under 6.9 seconds now to the 4 cars. So looking to motor his way up there a little bit.
Looking here, Chuck Sweeting says Kevin has the right strategy as long as it stays green. I thought so too, Chuck. We'll definitely hope that it stays green because it'll be a dandy race for the end of the race, I should say. It's already a great race.
Well, I never doubted him. So it's just not often the staying out strategy works, but I think it's just a matter of how these cars are falling off and the reading the amount of pit stops you need to make it. It's like he's, and the fact that he doesn't fall off a lot himself with the setup. So I think that's helped him a lot. Looks like Eric's struggles are going to continue here as the 97 just became the first car lap down, so that's going to make it a little bit more challenging.
97 at a moment there off of turn 4, and I think Luis has to stop and change his fire suit.
I'm sure he keeps a spare in the car, right?
Hard to change on the fly, I think.
Well, like breakaway suits, right? You just rip them off and a new one's ready.
What are we, Shawn Michaels?
So many people you could have used there. You Shawn Michaels.
First one that came to mind. Kevin Finn makes his way by the lap car. Eric Mickey, who is, as you guys mentioned, trying for a caution.
I'm sure there's debris everywhere on the track.
Raining in turn 3, on fire in turn 4. Oh, the 97 is coming down to pit road here, so that's going to give the 1 lap down back to the 6 of Eric Mickey, but the 18 of Paul Ross is going to be there very soon on him, as they're probably about 3 seconds away from each other, I believe. 5 seconds, sorry, 5. I can't. I'm just bad at things.
It looks like they both, Paul Ross and Tanner Sharp, just motor around Johnny Thomas, who's still holding down the P4 spot tonight, but 11.9 seconds off the lead. A lot of people probably want to see a caution just to get caught back up and reset the field here. You know, see Johnny Thomas have a mistake on pit lane. Maybe you just kind of started in the back like Peter Short and just lost all that track position. You can't make that up.
No, it's gonna be impossible without a yellow flag coming out.
It's like a iRacing endurance race. Once you mess up, that's pretty much it. Unless you get a server reset.
Yeah, 97 is coming off pit road again. Kevin Finn, we were watching him earlier there. The gap's narrowed down to 5.2 seconds as he makes it by the 5 car of Sam Close for that second position.
Yeah, that was for position. I was caught out of the corner of my eye. It was a gaggle of cars, but it's Cody Wright in 5th, but he's none of those cars around him for position. He's just trying to get through lap traffic here.
The 5 car, Sam Close, coming down pit lane this time as he hits it now. Hopefully doesn't speed. Keeps her under 45.
63 coming down as well.
It's 50, man.
I forgot they changed that.
Well, I'm sure you probably thought it was in kilometers as well. So.
Yeah, they give you the old 5 mile an hour leeway like the state troopers do, isn't that right?
Not around here, they don't.
That's quite heinous.
You got the 6 car coming down pit lane as well. Had to give up his charge to become the first car lap down.
Now he cries for no caution.
Yeah, this is the part where you're like, okay, we'll stay green for a little bit longer so I can cycle back through again, and then I want a yellow.
Well, guys, we're working lap 104 of 167, all caution free. Right now, your leader 4, Luis Salmasa, 14, Kevin Finn in 2nd, who has the strategy to win, we think. 83, Johnny Thomas in 3rd. Yeah. And 38, Cody Wright, P4. And 33, Peter Short, who started shotgun on the field, rounding out the top 5.
I will tell you, Kevin has chopped that gap down to 3.9 seconds. It was, what, over 8 seconds?
13, I think, at the very start of it, then 8 seconds after pit stop started cycling out.
So definitely motoring up to him. Just a matter of when the 4 is going to pit again. Looking at the numbers, the 14 should go to about something in the 120s to make this work out at 40-ish lap stints. you say Chuckers was in chat? Because I'm pretty sure he needs to go clean our tent out while we're up here.
Yeah, Chuck, it's disgusting. I don't know what happened there, but somebody was there after us.
Saw some Taco Bell wrappers. I guess Fox has been in there and whatnot.
Probably Scotticus.
Well, I didn't see any woodworking tools for his Amish factories.
I did see one of the horses loose there in the background. It might have been.
No, that was mine somewhere.
Oh, okay.
We're having chariot races in the dirt track.
See if, oh my god. I have to see if the intern there, Fredericks, can go round him up, because I think he's going to be dangerous here at the end of this race.
I would pay to see him round up a horse.
I think we could win some money there with America's Funniest Videos.
The current battle, I guess you'd say, is for the wave round position. You have Paul Ross holding off Tanner Sharp here, who we've seen have a short run car tonight, and Paul's actually been the quicker of the two in the long run. So if the trends continue here as we're settling in for maybe for Paul and them, they have about 7 more pit stops to make?
Probably
Yeah,
at least.
I can't. At least 2, I know, and the rest of the field's looking at 1. So, well, actually, I guess 3 for them, and the rest of the field's looking at 2. My math's off there. Numbers are hard.
Chuck comes in the chat and says, "I know the Monster Girls won't come near it anymore." Well, somebody's got to fix that. And John Brummett saying, asking if this was on iRacing Live right now.
Well, it should be, but they don't like us. So.
It was, actually. I did see that on there for all of 10 seconds. Oh, sorry. I got that incorrect. Thank God for the producer saying that I'm just an idiot, because he is asking if it was live right now. And yes, it is. I apologize for that.
Well, I have to know, did you make sure the live button was clicked at the bottom? Because maybe it's not. Maybe you're watching in DVR mode. Dun dun dun. Mind blown.
And if you're not, I think I would, because this has been a great race so far. We're going to lap 110 of 167 with no cautions. And great battles at that.
No cautions and some strategery going on with pit lane here. The gap's down to 1.9 for Kevin there, and huge gap back to Johnny Thomas, 11.7 seconds back to P3. Now, if this was NASCAR, Matt, we'd probably see a precaution coming up in probably 10, 15 laps.
Most likely, yes.
Start setting you kind of set the pace for at least 7 more cautions and a red flag before we end it. This is 30 wide. It's not going to happen. We're going to go green all the way to the finish, boys. I feel it.
I think so too, Thomas.
Probably should have said that, because that's always a jinx, but I feel it. Now, I feel like we mentioned the 14 in that strategy working out. I believe the 33's on the same strategy, and it's worked out pretty good for him as well. He's currently at the P5.
He's looking for a good finish there in the top 5. In top 5s, he's looking for 4th, and he's going to get it here on Cody Wright. But Peter Short, he's definitely not going to win the race unless something happens to that 14 machine. But he's on the right track for this, for sure.
Oh, shizzles.
Never say it again.
Okay. I mean, I tried. Yeah, those early pit stops have really kind of shaken up for Paul Ross and Tanner. It's holding them a lap down. I know once it cycles through, they'll come back on, but I think, like you mentioned, Trey, I think it's actually starting to show up now before we even get to the end of these cycles, where they're already cycled themselves out of being in contention for this.
Yeah, it looks like Luis has kind of adopted Kevin's strategy. He's going to run it as long as he can. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be close coming down. If this thing stays green, coming down to the end.
Yeah, because Kevin's already cut it down. Now it's 0.8 of a second for the lead. So I guess the 4 is going to have to play a little defense here maybe and make sure his spotter or whoever, or if it's just himself, make sure he pays attention to that relative. When that 14 blinks on pit lane, you better be right there with him.
I think I'd want to be before him in this case. I don't know, actually. he has one more stop, I believe both Kevin Finn and Lewis. Correct?
They should both have at least one more. It's a 12, just about the farm off turn 2 there. Saved it though.
Open the chat here. Chuck Sweeting comes in. Great job by the director tonight, showing all the racing. And with the field being so spread out. As always, folks, the great producer, Wendell James, getting you all the action.
Some say he has 3 hands. I say it's not actually him. It's probably his daughter.
Well, that's probably true.
You know, those kids, they have all the reaction time and can hit the buttons nowadays. Did I say it was 8 tenths for the lead? How about 2 tenths as Kevin Finn is looking to charge to the lead here before they even cycle through pit stops?
It's going to be no tenths here going into turn 3, I think, Thomas.
Oh, our 10's still there. Hey, Get it, tenths. Okay.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah.
Boy, the 4. That was a tight little battle there. Eric has nowhere to go to try and get a lap back from himself. Is he just 1 now? Or is he cycle to 2?
He's still 2.
Still 2 through the cycle, so yeah.
Oh, he makes a little bit of contact there with the back end of the 14. Didn't get him loose, thank God. That could have been terrible.
That's when you're in the car. That's one of those oh crap moments. As the 18's also got his nose up in this battle now, trying to get back on the lead lap.
This is not what these leaders want to see, but this is what those guys want to do to the leaders, make them sweat a little bit and maybe make them make a mistake.
It's incredible. You got a battle for the lead, and you got a guy trying to get his lap back. You don't see it very often here in the strung out 1.5 mile races here.
Paul Ross is going to be able to make the move on the 4, and so is Eric Mickey getting by the 14. It's going to be almost 3 wide there in the exit of turn 4. That ain't going to work, boys.
And this whole little gaggle is allowing Sam Close, Tanner Sharp to come back into the picture. All guys looking to get their lap back.
That's going to greatly help them for when these guys pit, the 4 and the 14.
4 calling out he's going to come down pit road this time.
The 14's going to stay out 1 more. It might have been smart for him to kind of dive in with him.
I mean, it's 42 laps, the max that they can run on a full tank.
It could be. I'm not sure.
It would have to be, because if you're reducing the fuel of like 50 to 55 would be a normal fuel run.
So, I mean, I think if you're that 14, you stay out till you know you can make it, then you pit and you're done.
Yeah, he's been doing around 42 to 43 all night, so I would assume no different here. Just like you said, enough to build in a cushion to the end where he doesn't have to take a splash or anything. Which, if you can do 40, he's only going to need about, what, 3 more? To get him 5 more for the buffer of doing 167 here.
This is going to get close and even much more strategery, so this is going to get great. I hope everybody stays tuned because it's going to be wild and crazy.
A few more blinking here. Johnny Thomas on pit lane, Rusty Webb on pit lane. So right now you have Peter Short, P2, Cody Wright, P3, Kevin Finn still your leader, so that's the long game being played out by these guys here. Looks like so far Paul Ross has cycled to P6 with his pit strategy, but unfortunately I think he's probably, less than 10 laps from pitting again?
Yeah, I would think so.
And
Richard Lafferty on and off pit lane.
Cody Wright in that 38 machine's bringing her down this time as he pulls off the track.
A little early there for the 8 truck, the 8 car.
Car truck.
Now, I said Peter Short's second, but he's also 15.7 seconds off of Kevin Finn, so...
Yep, Kevin's going to stick to his number. He's going to come in this time around with, it would be 41 to go.
I mean, unless he's just on fumes here, Trey, I would think he's in his numbers, so pit now.
Yeah.
Got a lot of traffic behind there. There's Wade
Ooh.
Lear reads it. Man, got it close there.
Yeah, got a little wiggly.
Played it playing with the laws of netcode. That's something we hadn't used tonight.
Yeah, and 14 is on pit road.
Now we'll see how far back he cycles behind Luis. Peter Short comes down pit road as well.
Yeah, little team strategy there being played out by the Eisentech cars. Only 2 of the Eisentech cars here tonight. No big gambit like we've seen before. Looks like get the 5 car who's gonna cycle through as your new leader. Paul Ross currently P3. Tanner Sharp should be P4. Gonna see where the 4 is. See if we can cycle back through in front of them. Nope, got a good ways to catch these guys. Mike Stevens looks like he's headed down pit lane. That car is actually 4 laps down.
Now this time, guys, Kevin Finn's about 5 seconds behind that 4 car.
So he shaved off about 3-ish, maybe 4 seconds from the last time he did it.
That's going to help a lot. Mind you, they're on the same cycle now almost. And Kevin Finn is 3 laps newer tires from that Ford machine.
I don't know if that 4 can make it.
It'll be close, I feel like. We know the 5 can.
He pitted on lap 47? Or excuse me, with 47 to go?
I believe so.
Just a second here, Trey. I'll try to find it for you. I'm seeing him down at 102. Is that correct? I can't do math, so.
The 5 car said he's headed to pit lane this time by. So that will hand the lead back to the 4.
Peter Short's going to unlap himself from that. He's going to be in the 8th position, I think, this time by, and he has his sights set on Eric Mickey, who's running 7th, who I think has to make one more stop.
Yeah, because he's technically unlapped himself at the moment, and we know he hasn't done that to track position yet, so he's just had to come and pit again.
You got to believe that 6 Camp's kicking himself for speeding up pit road, because that would have been a heck of a battle between the 4 and the 6. However, the 4 team might have stunk up the whole party anyway.
I think you had a good 3-way battle that was going to happen there. The 6 had the speed, but maybe didn't have the fuel numbers that these other guys did. 33 makes that look easy on the outside. Those fresh tires make you feel like Superman.
Until you don't anymore.
Until they don't, yeah. Until you mess up and hit the wall at 4.
Wow, Kevin Finn, 4-lap fresher tires than Luis Almosa, or more. I have not equaled that out yet. Has gained another second on Luis Almosa, and he's now 2.5. Sorry, 1.9 that time by, seconds back. He's eaten into that lead. He was 0.6 quicker that time by.
So you're saying he's motoring here, as it would be ironic if he passes the 4 car for the lead. That would be 15 different lead changes tonight, and he's in the 14 car. I would assume he'd rather take the lead and not have 14 lead changes. It'd be 15 in the winter. Not worry about it. He's no Bill Weber. I'm saying. He already does have a win, though, Matt, if you remember back to earlier in the season. So I guess he could play this kind of, I won't say gamble, because I think this is more the safer strategy by staying out and not getting trapped by any kind of caution or anything.
Yeah, for sure, Thomas. And I believe if this does play out, he will be hanging on to 2 wins this season if you don't get a debris caution here at the end, like we've seen in today's race.
A debris.
I mean, he's all but there.
Yeah, he can see that back bumper. He can pretty much probably going to wave at him next lap when he was passing him.
Yeah, I think he's got the old fish hook out there, boys, and it's stuck right on that rear spoiler of the 4-car.
And the 12's coming in this time. Going to relinquish third place. See where he cycles back through once he comes out of the pits.
Now this might be a battle to take over this lead. Mind you, I don't know how hard you can battle considering this guy just caught up to you that quick, but he's just going to roll over kind of. Probably not really in the corner, but gives him the preferred line at the bottom. See if he can get a good run up off the top and kind of hold Kevin Finn down there.
And to make things more interesting, they got a blinking Kyle Hanshaw who politely gets out of the way.
I mean, you know, it's always fun when they got blinks, right?
Yeah.
He's holding that high line, man. He's definitely not just rolling over for him.
Doing a nice job, too. I think he's trying to get those tires worn just a little bit on the 14. Not holding them tight either, which is very clean.
I was going to say, if he could really push the issue here and hold that 14 down. With less than
Still hanging on, guys.
Less than 30 to go, he can be a little more aggressive here because this is going to be your battle for the win. You know,
Maybe that 4 was saving some tires. Do you think that, guys?
I think this 14's just playing ultra conservative on the bottom, not trying to burn them up, not trying to push into the 4.
She can really keep it wound up on there on the high side.
But excuse me, once again, as we see these go side by side, it's allowing Sam Close to just reel them both back in and try and get one of his, at least, was it one lap? Yeah, get his lap back, put him back on the lead lap in P7. Looks like the 14's got him this time. Yep, we have a new leader, Mr. Flying Finn there.
I think that's the 15th lead change in this race tonight, guys.
It is.
But will it be the last?
We'll see. Anything can happen here within now 28 to go this time. So
and we still got, you know, this is the battle for the lead, but we still got battles with Johnny Thomas in P3, Peter Short P4. We know Peter's good on fuel. I think Johnny pitted a little bit before him. Cody Wright's P5. How's he going to shake out? Richard Lafferty, the last car in the lead lap, P6. You know, we got a lot of different strategies still in play here, and Paul Ross, Tanner Sharp looking to hopefully gain a few spots if some guys have to make a little late dash for pit lane here.
Tanner Sharp's trying to merge his way out. Yeah, he gets by Luis Almosa for the, sorry, not the second position, but he's got his eyes set on the 14 to get himself back on the lead lap. He's currently the first car one lap down at 8th position.
I'd say he also got around Paul Ross, which is a little bit shocking because 18's been a little quicker than that 3 tonight.
Maybe Tanner's learned something from how quickly he burnt the tires off in the previous runs.
Let's say with 141 green flag laps, you better learn something if you're doing something wrong in the car. It's a lot of opportunities to perfect your racing technique.
This long of a run here, you better believe that this is pretty hard on your body. I mean, it's not as hard as being on a real car, but you're sweating and you're starting to probably make a little bit worse judgment calls, I would say.
Yeah, 25 to go. Coming to 24 to go now.
Well, this is where you see a night's worth of little mistakes adding up to why you were maybe 10 seconds off the lead, 20 seconds off the lead, or even 5 seconds off the lead. You've cost yourself a couple tenths every pit stop, or you know, it's easy to lose a second or two coming into pit lane, and that really adds up over 3 or 4 stops.
That's true, and we've seen it with that 6 car, Eric Mickey, pitted from the lead and sped. Lost the lead and lost 2 laps out of it.
Yeah, once he finally cycled through his pit stop, only P14, trying to get around Paul Ross, but that's not the position. And the 46 is now becoming a victim of the 6-11 rule. He's 7 laps off the pace, so he's done for the night.
Second time we've seen that tonight.
Yeah, I believe his was for that connection problem. He kept trying to pull out of the way and just kind of ride around, but he was blinking too bad to keep pace. Hate it when that internet problems there.
As they run right now, guys, Cody Wright is going to come away with his first top 5 of the season, which is going to be a great turnaround for that 38 team, if they can hang on to that spot. Richard Lafferty and Sam Posby catch up to him, maybe 7 seconds off, though.
Yeah, like you said, Matt, first top 5 of the season, currently buried 23rd in points with 5 starts. So definitely looking to build some momentum, as we like to say in these cars. So maybe turn his season around here at Charlotte.
Somebody who will benefit, though, is Kevin Finn, our current leader right now, 31 points behind Eric Mickey, who is going to be hurting, and Carlos Acosta also. I believe he's going to be
Carlos.
Retired. What is he, 21st position?
Dead last,
So
21st, yeah.
That's going to hurt quite a bit, especially with Kevin Finn leading all these laps and potentially getting the win here.
Yeah, it's going to definitely help him gain on Eric Mickey. Won't knock all that point lead off, but definitely take a big chunk out of it, as both Eric and Kevin have wins. So I'm sure the points are just kind of a second thought at this point.
Well, guys, we're inside 20 laps to go this time, so I'm still saying that 14's got the strategy to pull off a victory here tonight in Charlotte.
I think
you've
made it now, Matt. I don't think you're going to pit unless you run out of fuel. So.
Yeah, and I haven't really seen the 14 trying to save, so I must think he's good to go.
Well, this is one of those tracks. I know it's probably not the worst track to try and save fuel, but with these cars, it's going to be really difficult to maintain a rhythm and try and save fuel. I tell you what, that 4 car, I know he pitted, 4 laps sooner than the 14, but man, already 4 seconds off the lead. This keeps up, he could actually fall back into the grasp of Johnny Thomas.
Yeah. John Thomas right now being scored 8 seconds, I believe, behind Luis Salmaso. See if he can. He's running nice lap times there in that 83 too. I'm seeing.
Yeah, ran off flat, and the 4 car's 28 last lap. So terrible lap last lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you why. Luis Salmaso is clutching it in the corners, so he must be close on fuel. He's trying to save.
You don't want to lose that second spot over running out of gas. I'd much rather sit third as opposed to out of gas coasting to pit lane.
Yeah, if you look at the gap he has all the way back to 7th place, Sam Close, he can burn a lot of time here if he needs it just to bring home a solid top 10. As Sam is currently P7, 26 seconds off the leader, so a lot of time you can burn to the field.
Car still clutching it, so he must be needing to get back quite a bit of fuel. He's clutching it pretty well, guys, to the middle of the corner.
Now, I'm just wondering if Johnny Thomas can make it as well. He pitted fairly early. Doesn't sound like Johnny's trying to save, though, so...
No, unless he's trying to save on the straightaways, but he's still hitting good laps, so I couldn't see it.
Yeah, Johnny Thomas is not running lap times like he's trying to save fuel.
To that lap, he's definitely not. Oh, I see smoke there, turn 1. What happened? Let's wait 1 second.
Might have been the 97. Yeah, he blew up one in turn 1. Tough night for that 97. He's had his ups and downs, missed pit lane one time. So
It's gonna be the end of his night for sure. He's scored right now 4 laps down. Mike Stevens will get that stat on him, put Stevens up to the 16th position.
I mean, Luis's back this time's way up. He ran a 30.5 that last time.
you're wondering if that's even enough, Trey. Why not? I mean, if you're going to have to lose that much time, you might as well pit.
Yeah, I mean, just pit now and at least take right sides, take your medicine. You're probably still going to get into the top 10.
Yeah, I would think you could recycle through. I mean, you're going to need, what, 3-4 gallons at most. Just come in, take that. Maybe not even take tires if you can get in and out quicker with no tires and try to hammer down through the field.
He's pretty much made his bed now, though. I think.
Oh yeah, I mean now if you're running 30s now, you've already given up the track time. You should have made that decision 20 laps into this run.
He's clutching it there almost to late, early exit now, so he's very short, I would say.
Who knows? He might not be the only one.
Still listening in here on the 14. He's not clutching. He was the last car to pit, I believe.
I think 14's good. He pitted with 41 to go.
Yeah, the 14. He should be well within his comfort zone. If not, then the whole field's in trouble, pretty much, Trey.
I'm just really curious about the 83.
He has to be close.
I'm not sure what lap he pitted on.
I was looking, but I can't find him.
23, I
Yeah.
see.
So that's
Close, right at 44.
He's not clutching either. As you said, his lap times are still purple.
I mean, if you're half a lap short, you can save it. But if you're
Yeah.
2-3 laps, there's no way. I mean, you might save that much fuel, but it's going to be more costly than just coming in and pitting. A pit delta here, what, 20, maybe 26 seconds, maybe a little more?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're going to see who's going to run out here as we're winding down the laps. I think the 14 has such a big lead that even if he was close or maybe ran out halfway to the backstretch, he could probably coast to victory.
Oh, yeah.
Peter Short is now looking to put himself in the third position from the tail end of the line, and he's going to do it here off of turn 2. At 33, he's now third, and he is also, I believe, good on gas. He pitted with his Isaac Tech teammate, the 14,
Yes.
Kevin Finn.
I think Luis is just hoping he can finish.
Yeah. That's really heartbreak for him, but that's kind of the strategy you play out.
The lowest he can fall, guys, is 7th, so overall that's not a bad night. 'Cause Richard Lafferty now in 3 seconds of that 4 machines.
Well, unless he runs out of gas before the white flag.
Yes, which I hope does not happen because that would just be terrible to run this entire time. And
Well, I mean,
for
you
now.
have the numbers in front of you, so you know how bad it's going to be.
if he makes it, I'm going to be very surprised with him clutching it still through the corners. We're closing in now with 5 laps to go.
I mean, he's
6 laps.
he's
sorry.
been clutching it. He's been clutching it for at least 10 or 11 laps.
That time he did not get on the gas until midway through the Charlotte sign, which should be your getting back on the gas exit.
Well, if things hold the way they are, you have Kevin Finn currently leading, Johnny Thomas P2 and Peter Short P3. So it's probably not a top 3 you would have picked looking at how the qualifying results started tonight. Especially not Peter Short. I don't think anyone expected him to drive up through the field from shotgun on the field.
Yeah, he did. He ran a great race there and did a great job to get to where he was and stay out of trouble because this was a long race. It was easy to find that outside wall, but I think he only scraped it once. So hell of a
It's
job
like-
at that 33.
The 8 of Richard Lafferty was able to get around Luis and for 4th.
Yep, move up the second Johnny Thomas racing car up to P4. So solid night for him as well. Can tell you Paul Ross and Tanner Sharp cycled to P8 and P9 respectively. So the multiple, I don't know what you'd call it, the ultra short pit strategy not working out for him tonight.
Just
Sam
lost.
Close.
Sam Close moves up into the top 5.
So close.
So now the last car that's on the lead lap that is going to get Luis this time on the front stretch is the 38 of Cody Wright. Put him up to P6, and he has a chance to get his first top 5 of the season with Sam Close. We'll see if it can happen.
So pretty much like we figured, the 4, I know hindsight's always 20/20, but the 4 could have just pitted and pretty much ended up in the
Yeah.
same spot.
Because he's about to get lapped.
Oh boy, that's going to put Paul Ross. Might get his position if he runs out of fuel. He is now 1 lap down.
He may not. Well, that's the only one to go. So he may have to run out of fuel, but he'd have to catch him a lot by then. Let's run the white flag for Kevin Finn here. 15.8 second lead over Johnny Thomas, boys.
I'm still listening to that 83, seeing if he's going to be close on gas, but he's not clutching yet. Kevin Finn rounding the final corner.
I don't think he's close or not. He'll probably coast in from there, but it's not going to matter for Kevin Finn because he's going to go for win number 2 of the season here at Charlotte.
What a race, guys.
Yeah, great. 167 green flag laps. Wow.
Bet you these boys are going to be tired after that one.
I'd be wore right out, I'll tell you that.
I mean, he obviously had his strategy coming in, and I know it's, you can always make that before the race starts, and if it doesn't stay green, it doesn't work out, but it stayed green, and he stuck to his numbers all night, and I judged him. I discounted maybe staying out too long in that first strategy call there, but he made it work. About 40, what do we figure, about 42 laps each stint?
Yep.
Well, guys, this is going to be the second 2-time winner this season for the Nathan Young Designs B-Car Series. His teammate, Peter Short, the other guy right now in the series to go back-to-back.
And Luis did finish the race under power, so...
Huh? But at what cost?
I mean, 7th.
I know he's going to be kicking himself on that one. Had a much better car, as well as Eric Mickey. Pit problems for him. Solid top 10 for the 12. Matt Hackathorn finished one. He complained on Twitter what was going to get me tonight, and nothing got you tonight, bud. You brought home a solid top 10.
It's the first top 10 of the season as well.
Just keep hacking those top 10s away. Well, boys, what do you say we maybe start kicking off some interviews here?
Get her done.
All right, I'm good.
Well, that was a barn burner for a different reason, I think, there, Thomas.
Barn burner, man? I don't know. Maybe it was more of a strategery of a race.
Kind of races I like to see. I know there's a lot of people that don't like fuel strategy or pit strategy races, but that makes it interesting. You never know what's going to happen. Especially going wire to wire. There are 167 laps, green flag.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like fuel mileage, I think, came into play. It was more of when you decided to pit or not is what came into play. And I think the 4, whether he couldn't get the fuel number, which would seem weird because most of the field could, or he just mistimed one of his pit stops by, we saw him play with his 6 strategy earlier. Maybe he just shortchanged one of his pit stops and that got him off sequence for most of the night. But nevertheless, let's start off with our P3 finisher tonight, boys. And just like that, we'll grab Mr. Peter Short, who started a shotgun on the field tonight. Going to wind up P3. Tell us about your night, Peter. Looked quite eventful trying to manage all the traffic.
Yeah, tonight was really eventful. My last week, I succumbed to a blue screen of death in the race, the Cup race last week, and in practice, I jumped in practice, and within 10 seconds of jumping in practice, my PC blue screened, and that was a bad start to the night. I rolled back a graphics driver, believe it or not, and it got me through the race. So I'm hoping that hope it's fixed. But for that reason, I decided to start last on the field last week. When it happened, I disappeared completely from the track, and no one else was involved in anything. I just immediately disappeared. But just to be safe, I started at the back and wanted to stay on the lead lap because I was expecting a caution. It's great that we were able to run caution free, and towards the end of the first run, everyone started pitting, and Kevin and I were strategizing, and I said, well, if we can make it to lap 42, we can just run 42 on 3 stops. And I'd done the math, and with people pitting on, I think they started pitting like as early as like lap 28. I was like, man, they're gonna have to make almost twice as many stops as us if they keep that up. And it just was one of those races. It got that caution-free kind of feel. There was a lot of racing room. The setup was really stable. Matt Hackathorn put together a fantastic setup, and Kevin and I were just looking for our numbers, going from pit stop to pit stop, and luckily I was able to inherit a lot of stops, and I smacked the wall once, destroyed the right front, but luckily I was able to keep it going with just that pit strategy, and Kevin ran a flawless race.
Now we know you could at least run 42. What was the max fuel run tonight, Peter?
I think if whenever I pitted, I had the crew chief coming on the radio saying 2 to go, 2 laps left of fuel, that is. And so I think you probably could have stretched it out to 45 without losing too much time. So 44 was the number, and 42 was the number to make it in 3 stops exactly each time, and that's what we hit. I think some guys pitted with like 45 to go, and I thought, well, that might just be a little bit too early. And I think I was able to close in on Johnny Thomas on that last run. I think he was saving. I don't know what his right front looked like, but mine was pretty rough. So all in all, starting last, able to finish third, I can't complain. It was a really great race. Setup was fantastic. And there was a lot of give and take tonight, which was really good to see after the last few weeks.
You hit everything right in the head there for all the questions I had for you.
Yeah, I agree. It was a great race. 167 laps, caution free. I think there was 15 lead changes overall. So outstanding race tonight, and good drive through the field, Peter.
Thank y'all. Just absolutely fantastic.
And before we let you go, anybody give us those shout outs, man.
Kevin ran a flawless race. I just, at one point I thought maybe I'll be able to close up on him some, but that first run killed me. He just ran such a great race. And thanks to Eisentech and, everyone who puts this league together, and thank y'all for broadcasting.
We'll have to dust off his chair. It's been, been a while since it's been the B series.
Surprise, Johnny Thomas.
Hey, I wasn't ready for that.
We got him. We got him. He started 5th. Brought it home 2nd. How close were you on fuel there at the end, Johnny?
I had a lap left. We were cutting it close there. I wasn't even worried about fuel halfway through the race, and Richard radioed in, and he said you could pit on so and so lap, and I was like, oh shoot, I better pay attention to that. And some guys didn't, which affected their race. They were fast, but they ended up having to pit one more time than we did. So I'm happy with the outcome.
Yeah, so when did you guys kind of, I know it's hard to imagine going 167 laps caution free, but when did it kind of dawn on your crew chiefs, hey, we might want to play this like it's going to go green the rest of the way?
Well, that first stop was when I had to kind of change my way of thinking. I slid through my pits and I spun out on pit road, so I was 8 seconds back there right off the bat. So I know I couldn't beat them guys straight up, being so far back, but we ended up, I think it was right around lap 77. Richard told me to pit then, and I did, and I noticed those guys were just pitting earlier and earlier and earlier, and I know they weren't gonna be able to beat me and beat the 14 and I think Luis and the 4 cars. So it all worked out. And second place is good. I'm just bummed out that I spun out on pit road looking like an idiot. I just came in too hot and screwed me over.
Well, that's a nice recovery, P2, after all that. I want to ask, I've been in this car since Iowa, 28 days ago. New build, new physics in the car. How's it drive? Does it feel better, the same, or worse?
I thought it felt great. I thought iRacing didn't have a setup for this track, so I'll probably have to get back to you when they have a setup and we go to a track that they have a setup for. This one was made by somebody. I think it was Hackathorn made it, and it was perfect. It drove solid. The tires wore off after about 15 laps, but it was drivable throughout the run. I had a lot of fun running. I think it was obviously it was the cleanest race we had all year. So I mean, I'm happy about that. But we'll have to go. I think we go to Thompson. I don't know if they have a setup for Thompson or not, but you might be able to tell there.
Oh, Johnny, how hard was it, honestly, just on yourself running those 167 laps green? Because I know when I drove, I'd like to have those cautions just so I could kind of relax a little bit and get my bearings back about me.
It wasn't too bad, but after getting out of the car and talking over with Richard and those guys, I was like, dang, I got to do 200 laps tomorrow. So, so that's
Maybe those will go green too, and it'll be over in a flash.
yeah, maybe about 2 hours of 200 lap racing. That's tough. Charlotte's a fun track, but it's a kind of a rhythm track. You get in a groove, and you don't even know how many laps pass until the last caution flew. And I thought it went pretty good. I didn't really feel affected by the long green flag run, so I'm hoping tomorrow will be the same.
All right, Johnny. Before we let you go, give us those shout outs, bud.
Just all my teammates, Richard, Wade, and Steve if he ever shows up. But Corey for putting on the league, Nathan for sponsoring this cool series. I love the B cars. I love running these cars. I feel like this is a car that fits my style. And Brantley Roden and Nathan Young for making all these cool paints that we got at JTR. And you guys, man, for putting gas in this thing.
All right, Johnny. Well, it's nights like this that make our job easy. You guys put on a good show. So we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow night back here for 200 laps.
Thanks, guys. Hope for the same result, maybe one step better.
There we go.
You know, Matt Trey, he can't be too disappointed. He got P2 and his teammate came home P4, so solid night for Johnny Thomas Racing there.
Without a doubt. And the guy who made the right call the entire race and did it on the very first pit stop. I saw a chat where Luis said he wished he could have had that first green flag stop back. He would have pitted a little bit later. But your winner tonight, Kevin, the Flying Finn, the driver of that number 14 Eisentech Enterprises machine. Tell us about your race, Kevin.
And I had a lot of fun. But first of all, what's up, guys? I haven't talked to you guys in so long. But
It's been a little bit.
yeah, it's been a while. But yeah, at the beginning of the race, I just wanted to save my tires as much as I could. But I think I was saving them a little too much because everybody was just blowing by me at first, and I was like, oh man, I guess I got to start picking up the pace. But yeah, and Drew and Peter came up with a great pit strategy, pit every 42 laps, and it was a 3-stopper, I believe, and yeah, it was really fun. The setup was great. Matt Hackathorn put it together. It was probably one of my favorite setups that I've run all year.
Now we've talked about this with several other drivers already, but the mindset of a green race from flag to flag, when did it kind of go through your head? Was it maybe the first pit stop or the second time you went through the strategy of, oh, well, this is the second green flag stop. It looks like we're probably just going to have to settle in and do this. You know, it's going to stay green the whole way. Did that just kind of start approaching in your mind then, or were you just hoping, or not hoping, or just banking in the back of your head, and all right, we're probably going to get a caution. I'm going to have to reset at some point here.
Kind of both, actually. During the second stop, I said to the team, I said, all right, well, this is probably going to go green the whole time. It seems like all the lap cars were moving out of the way. They were really curious tonight. And yeah, shoulders are hurting, but it was really mental tonight. Just keep the car in the white line and don't screw up your entry and save them tires. And especially in pit road, you definitely had to hit your marks or you're going to lose a lot of time not spinning out.
Well, Kevin, we're changing pace quite a bit. The next race here for the Nathan Young Designs B car. I think we're going to Thompson. So how are you looking for that track?
Well, I've never raced a B car on that track, so that should be fun.
Indeed, I'm sure it's going to be probably a little more eventful than this one was tonight.
Yeah, I hope it goes like it went tonight.
Well, Trey, hit him with your famous normal line here.
All right, Kevin, before we let you go, give us those shout outs, bud.
First, I got to thank my team, as always, Eisentech, for bringing me on board in the B-Car series. Got great teammates over here. Peter, who's on the same strategy as I was, obviously, and you helping each other out. And got to thank you guys, OCR TV, great streams. You guys watch them all the time. And 3 Wide Racing, of course, and Nathan Young Designs, and yeah, that's about it. And the setup was great.
All right, Kevin, we'll appreciate it. Well, we'll see you. Kind of looking forward to this Thompson race. It's gonna be fun, but we'll see you.
Indeed it is.
I'm sure tomorrow, back here for the Cold Hard Art Series.
Yeah, hopefully I can talk to you guys tomorrow night.
Without a doubt. All right, Kevin, we will talk to you later.
Thanks, guys.
From the sounds of it, boys, it sounds like maybe I don't want to throw Matt Hackathorn under the bus here, but maybe he should make a few more of these fixed sets if these guys were in love with it that much. And it puts on a show like this, I think it might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he'll make the Thompson setup.
I'm pretty sure someone's gonna have to, because if they don't have a Charlotte setup and they have a Thompson setup, I would be pretty surprised about that one.
I don't think a setup's going to make the difference at Thompson at this point. It's going to be... I haven't been there since Street Stock's rookie series, so it's going to be a travel.
Just a little bit more horsepower.
Well, it's a couple hundred.
Our producer run you through the results there. You saw a mixed bag of results, I think, for a lot of people. Like I said, Peter Short, probably the driver of the night, come shotgun on the field. But Johnny Thomas rebounding from the spin on pit lane. Richard Lafferty with the damage right off the grid. Paul Ross with his crazy pit stop strategy of pitting 1,800 times in one race. Tanner Sharp with him as well. They both rebounded to 8th and 9th. Hackathorn with the top 10. Probably the blunder of the night for Eric Mickey speeding off of pit lane. And you can see the rest of the results there. Just a mixed bag, like I said. But tomorrow night, boys, that's the big one. We're going to do 200 laps around here in the awesome driving... Monster Energy Cup car now.
Yeah, and that's the third, I believe, no bull event of the season. So, some more cash money on the line, and see if they can get that prize from winning the race.
Yeah, without a doubt, that adds a little mojo to that race. Well, any other final thoughts, Trey, Matt?
Nope. Great race. 167 laps, caution free, 15 lead changes. Looks like they put on a great show.
Couldn't agree more.
All right, then. Well, come back tomorrow night and hopefully see it all over again, just a little bit more laps. And we'll see if we can see a new winner or a repeat winner in the Cold Hard Art Cup Series. But until then, we'll see you tomorrow.
See ya!